I think I first came to Manchester when I was part of a band. We toured and I think I visited Manchester a couple of times. But I didn't really know Manchester very well until I think 1997. I came down here for a weekend, for Mardi Gras weekend. And I had booked, I think, for 2 days in Manchester to go back to Glasgow on the Monday. And I think I stayed until Wednesday or Thursday. And I got back to Glasgow and I put my apartment on the market and moved to Manchester within 6 months. I was so overwhelmed with Manchester. I just thought it was just such a cool place to be. And I've been here for 16 years. SSR started in 1984, I think, as a school. I think it was the first audio engineering school in Britain. But before that, it had been a private studio. SSR has, I think, 14 different studios. We have 3 computer suites, we've got DJ booths, we have a live venue. And all of our students range from around 16 to 18 on the BTEC courses into adult for all of our academic courses, our degree programs and our industry courses. We do occasionally have summer schools which are targeted towards a younger age group, but we have a wide variety of students here. Back before we became a school, when it was Spirit Studios, we had people like the Stone Roses and the Smiths, Happy Mondays, those type of people coming to use the studios. Simply Red, people like that. But there's even a photograph somewhere of the owner of the company with Bill Wyman from the Rolling Stones. I'm not sure what he was doing in the studio, but he was there. And that legacy, I think, has come right through. I mean, I think we're still getting some bands here, although we don't use the studio so much as a commercial studio. We still occasionally have bands dropping in. We had Delphic recording here recently. We had Wheatus. Do you remember Wheatus, the band from America? They were here recording. So it's nice to have these bands still using the studio. And the nice thing about it is our students get the opportunity to record with these bands. So it's a very nice arrangement. Manchester does have a lot of great music venues. My favourites really are the smaller venues. Anything from the Academy 3 downwards, really. I think Deaf Institute, Trough, Soup Kitchen, places like that where it's much more intimate kind of feeling. I think it's a much better venue for music for me. And what's nice is that in lots of cases, like last Wednesday I went to see a band in Trough and Fallowfield, and one of my students was doing the sound. And that's always a nice thing, because it happens so often these days that I'm going to see a band, I recognise the sound engineer as one of our students. I think the thing with the SSR schools that makes it such a good brand is that the tutors that we have are all industry active. And I think that's a kind of ethos that we have throughout all of the different schools, through Singapore, London, everywhere. We make sure that the tutors who are actually teaching the students are still working within the industry, so what they're teaching them is still relevant. It does cause problems sometimes when you get one tutor, for example, right now in Manchester, is over in LA working with Warner Bros. Doing, I think, music for, well, I can't tell you which film, but he's doing music for a film. And the nice thing is that he's coming back to the students in 2 weeks' time to share those experiences, and I think that's that real world experience that the students really get off on. Indonesian Idol happened with SSR Jakarta. I think one of the staff in Jakarta actually contacted them and said the school was there, and with the studios that they had, they wanted to be involved. And so they actually, Indonesian Idol did all of the auditions in SSR Jakarta. And one of the prizes for the winners was to record a single in SSR Jakarta, but also to come to SSR Manchester and record. And what was nice was the girl who was the runner-up said that when she found out she was going to Manchester as the winner's prize, she said it made her try even harder to win. And even though she only came second, she was still given the prize to come to Manchester with the winner. And they were both delighted, they loved it. The first thing they did when they got here, I think they arrived at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they went straight to Manchester United. That's all they wanted to see. I think it's this rich heritage that Manchester has, which reaches that far out to the Far East, which people are really interested in. My favourite times with SSR have been the way we've been expanding recently. I think that moving down to London, opening schools in the Far East, in Indonesia and now Thailand. I think it's that expanding that makes what we're doing really worthwhile. We know we're doing something really right when we know we can take it out there and deliver it out there too. So I think that's the most gratifying thing for me, is knowing that we really are doing something right. We want to just keep doing the best we can. I think the one thing which we can branch out is to offer different types of courses. So maybe instead of just looking at audio engineering, maybe we'll look into the gaming industry and start to do animation and things like that. We have to move with the times, and audio engineering, whereas 10 years ago in this building we first started, it was quite a compact job to do, to be a sound engineer. But these days that industry is changing. You have to have a lot more strings to your bow. So we're looking at expanding into different fields. The partnerships that we have with our not only our academic partners but our industry partners really help us deliver the courses that we need to deliver. For example, with the radio course we deliver, having students having been affiliated to Key 103 means that students can actually go there. They can spend time in Key 103, and it's not just theoretical teaching that we're doing here. We're actually taking them into the environment and teaching them there too. But it also means that we've got people from the industry coming here to deliver stuff to the students. And I think that goes across the board with all of our industry partners. For example, we have a live venue here, and the live venue was built really with Widmarm Acoustics and our other industry partners who actually just gave us the equipment. They're saying, this is the equipment that we're going to be using in the industry in the next 5 years. We need your students to learn this, and they give us the equipment. So it's a very beneficial and mutual arrangement.